Hi everybody, once again you are highly welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video tutorial, we are going to be analyzing employees data, and you can see this is the employee dashboard. So we are given the data and we have to analyze about the employees of the company, and we have to know some information. We have to gather some information about the employees. We have to know their education wise, we have to know their marital wise, we have to know their department wise, and we have to know their age band, we have to know their job role, and we have to know the percentage of male and female. So these are what we will be working on, and I'm going to teach you how to build this dashboard from the scratch, and I'm going to also teach you how to design a wonderful, astonishing dashboard like this. And the data set also will be provided for you to follow along. Please, if you come across this video and you find this interesting, you find this useful, please subscribe, please comment, and please share. So let's start our journey. Already I have my Power BI opened already, and I'm going to a blank Power BI, and this is a blank Power BI that I've already opened, and you can see we have blank reports, we have One Lake Data Hub, we have Excel workbook, we have SQL Server, we have Learn with sample data in case. These are just some of area where you can upload your data or you get the data from other sources. So I'm going to be clicking on blank report. As many of you that have been following my video, you can see I normally upload my data from import data from Excel. But today we are going to be using this source, get data from another source. So from the another source, and we are going to click on where our data is. I will go to file, and from the file I will go to test and CSV. Test/CSV, that is where my data format is. So I'm going to click connect. Then I'm going to wait for it to open, and I'm going to upload my data, the data I'm going to use. And this is where I download my data. So I'm going to look for it. As you can see, the data cannot be found here. So that means I don't have my data in this format. So I cancelled it. I go back to Excel. Then I'm going to look for my data, and I'm going to see H data, and I'm going to click OK. So why am I doing this? In case you think probably your data is in text or CSV format, immediately you click opened and you couldn't find it, then you can just cancel it, go back to Excel format. Probably that might be the format that your data set is. So the next thing is I'm going to check on the data. That is the data we are going to be using, and I'm going to scroll to the right for us to see. So scroll because we have some unwanted column, and we are going to deal with this unwanted column. So what am I going to do next? I won't load the data straight, because the reason for scrolling to the right is for us to see definitely there's some unwanted column that we have to remove. And in order for us to do that, I have to transform the data. So I'm going to be clicking on the transform, and I will wait for the Power Query to open. So immediately the Power Query opened. This is the Power Query editor. So I wait for the Power Query editor to open. Then from there, we can begin to transform our data, because that is the purpose of clicking on transform. Now, when you look at this data vividly, you will see we are having the first as just a column without an header. And what should we do? Let's go to transform. Already we're in home, we can as well use home, we can as well use transform. So from home, just go straight to use the first row as header, because we are not having the first row as header in our case, so we have to click on use the first row as header. So I'm going to click this and let's see what will happen. So you can see we have the first row as header. So that has been done already. The next thing we are going to do is I'm going to go to view. From the view, I'm going to check the column quality. I want to see how quality are the columns. So you can see we have 100%, we have 100%, we have 100%, we have 100%, we have 100%. We as well scroll to the right for me to see if I actually have 100% scrolling to the right. So let's wait. Yeah, I have 100%. The next thing I'm going to share is I'm going to share the data type. If it's correct, you can see this is whole number and this is whole number. This is also an whole number. This is also an whole number. The year is also an whole number. The work-life balance is also an whole number. So the data type is actually good. Correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uncheck the column quality. I will go back to home. From home, in case probably you are finding any of this row or column data format not really the exact way it should be, just go to transform. From the transform, you see detect data type. So we have the correct data type. So everything is actually correct here. So the next thing we are going to do is we go back home. From the home tab, we are going to click close and apply. So we don't have any other thing to do there. So that is the only transform. I think we have to go back. We have some unwanted column. Let me see if we have removed it. If we have not removed it, when the data fully loads, then we'll go back there and we'll remove the unwanted column. So the next thing we are going to be doing after we've already loaded the data, we are going to be creating some KPIs measure, which is we need about 5 total employees, active employees, total placement, average age, then also we need the placement rate. So these are the KPIs that we are going to be creating, just to prepare your mind, and we are going to be learning on how to do that and also some styles that we can use. So let's scroll down. So I think we have everything correctly done here. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to save our work. So let's try to save our work because we have not named it. So let's name it now. And the next thing I'm going to do, instead of using page 1, I'm just going to rename it as reports. So we are having this as reports. I'm going to click OK. So we have those things perfectly done. Then we move to creating the mails. So the first thing we are going to do, don't forget, is this is what we really want to create. We want to create this dashboard afresh. Let me close this. So we want to create this from the scratch, and we have to create this or these KPIs. So we go back to our newly dashboard. So the first thing is, I will go to data. From the data, I'm going to click enter data, and I'm going to wait for it to open here, and I'm going to name it as mayor. That is the only thing I have to do here, and I'm going to click load. So I'm going to close this for me to actually see what I'm doing. Let's wait for it to load. It's still loading, so the mayor has finally loaded. So let me close this now. So this is it, and I will come to this 3 dots. You can see we have the 3 dots from the mayor here, not the 3 dots from the column 1. The 3 dots from the mayor, I'm going to click the option, and I will go to new mayor. Then from the new mayor, I'm going to create the total employee. I'm creating the total employees. Let me zoom this out for you to see. You can see, let me zoom it out very well. So I'm going to remove the mayor, and I'm going to give him a whole name. My whole name is going to be total employee. Total employee. Total employee. And I'm going to make it, it's got to sum. I need a sum of the employee. So I will come down and I will look for the employee. Employee, we are not going to use the sum, we are going to use the count. We're going to use the count. And with the count of what? We are going to use the count of employees number. So we come down to look for employees number. Let me just look for type here in case I couldn't find it. So I find a place number here, and I'm going to close it, and I will click enter. So that is the first one we are going to create, the count of the employees. So we have it as a total employees. So the next thing we are going to create is we are going to create the active employee. We want to know, we have the total employee, which is the employee count. Among them, we want to see how many of the employees are really active. So to get that, first of all, we have to create the total placements. So let's go to placements, and we have to create the total placement, and we are going to use the sum for this. So let me copy this. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go back to mayor, and I'm going to click here new mayor as well. Then from there I will wait. Let's wait just a little. So we have that already done. I'm just going to copy and paste the one I copied, and I'm going to make it a total. I'm going to make active employee. Active employees. So active employees, I'm going to have a sum I'm going to have a sum, and it's going to be sum of placements. So I'm going to have a total placement. Let me just make it. So we have placement, we have placement count, we have placement label, so we have a placement count. So we are using the placement count, so the sum of placement count. So the next thing is we are going to create the active employee. So we come back to where the menu is, we click the three dots as well, and we wait for it to open. And we are going to create the active employee. And for the active employee, let's name it as active employee. Active employees. Now, active employees equal to, and for us to get the active employees, we have to minus the total employees minus the total placement. So we have a total employee minus the total placement minus total placement no already we have this as active employee. Let me cancel this. This should be total placement. I'm sorry. This should be a total. We can just close this. This is a total placement, not sum of placement count. This is the total placement. This is the total placement. So we are having this as the total placement. So it's not the active one. So we have this back. Then we can now go back to the menu we were about working on before. And this is going to be, so we are going to make this the exact active employee. Active employees is equal to, as I've said, we are going to minus the total employees from the total placement. So we are having the total employees minus total placements. So from there we are going to get our active employees. So we are waiting for that to load as well. And we move to the next one. So we want placement rates. To get the placement rate, so already we have this. So we create another one. We come here. And we'll let it open. Then we have the placement rate. The placement rate is going to give us the total placement divided by the total employees. So that is going to be our total placement. Our placement rate. So we have total placement. So the total placement divided by the total employee. Total placement divided by total employee. So we have as our placement rate. And don't forget to put the percentage. So we have to, because this placement rate, so we can leave it without the percentage. Let's leave that. Then the next thing is we are going to the average age. So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need about 6 to 7. So we need the average age. So, and to get the average age, what should we do? We only get the average age directly without just having to look for the age, and when we get the age, we just calculate the average age. That is all. So we go to mail and we have a new. And from there we have our average age. We just put it as average age, and we have it as just average. Then we have the age. Let's look for the age. If you can't find it, you can just type the age. So we have the age, then we close it back, then we click OK. So we have the average age. And the next thing we are going to create, we are going to create female and male. So we need a female and a male. So we want to know the number of male that we have, and we have to know the number of female that we have as well. So to get that, we go to male and we create new. In this case, we are going to use a calculation. So we want, first of all, male. So we want male. Pardon? We want male, and male equal to, we have to calculate. What are we calculating? We want to calculate the total employees. So we have the total employee, and then we are going to minus it from, we are going to minus the gender, and which is going to be where we extract the male and the female from. So we have our gender. So we have our gender, and we have it. So what are we trying to do here? We are saying we want to calculate the total employees, and we need the gender, and where the gender equal to male. Where the gender equal to male, that is what we need. Where the gender equal to male, that is all. Then we close it back. Then we can just copy this as well, because we are going to reuse it for the female. So we have that already. Then we copy this, and we're going to use it for the female. So go back to the male and new male. So we have our new male. We're just going to paste this and just change from male to female. That is all. So we have, instead of male, so we have as female, and just change this to female also. That is all we need. Female. So that's all. And we'll click OK. And I'm going to tell you why we are doing this. Now we need the percentage of male and the percentage of female. Let me try to show you back the former one. You can see we have the male, and this is the percentage of male, and we have the female, and this is the percentage of female. That is what we are trying to achieve. So I'm not just trying to create male to get you bored. So the next thing is we need the percentage. the percentage of male and the percentage of female. So we want to know the total percentage of male that we have. Then how do we do that? We are going to create another mail, and let's go to new mail, and let's create new. And let's wait for it. So we have it, and we are going to make it percentage male. That's what we are going to use, percentage male. And we have our percentage male as we are going to divide the male by the total employee. So we have divide. So we are going to use divide this time around. So we are going to divide the male, and we are going to divide by the total employee. So we are going to use total employee. And the reason why we are putting 0 is in case if there's any error or there's nothing there, just give us 0. So that is what we are doing. So the next thing is we are going to create a percentage of female, and we are done creating the male. So we can just copy this. Let's copy this, and let's go to new mail. From the new mail, we are just going to make the percentage of female. That is all. And we are going to paste. So we just have it as percentage of female. Percentage female, and we have female here as well, so we can just click this, and we are done with that. So we are done with creating those measures, and the next thing we are going to do, first of all, let's remember to put this into percentage. And let's remember to put this as well into percentage. Placement rate. Let's go to placement rate, and let's remember to put the placement rate also into percentage as well. So then we come back to column 1. We actually don't want the column 1, so we are going to delete from model. So from model, so delete it from, and we'll wait for it. Yes, delete column 1, because we don't actually need the column 1. So we have everything done. You can see we have the mail up already. So that is exactly what we want to do. We can close this. So we have this closed. And the next thing we are going to do, we go to insert, and we are going to pick a shape. We are going to pick, and we are going to use this shape, rounded rectangle. We are going to pick this rounded rectangle, and we are going to draw it a bit here, and we are going to make it a bit like this. Because And the next thing is we are going to format it. So let's go to format. From the format, let's go to shape style. From the shape style, we actually don't want the fill. So let's remove the fill. And for the border, we are going to make the border line white, not actually blue. We are going to make the border line white. Don't worry. And we are going to use a shadow. Let's see. Exactly. So we are going to use a shadow with it. And for the shadow, let's use a custom, not bottom right. So we have a custom shadow. Let's close it back. I think that is what we just have to do. There. We have nothing more. Let's go to size and style. We don't have anything to do in this style except, let me see if we are adding a shadow. Look like? No, we actually don't want this shadow. Let's click back and let's remove this shadow. This is what we actually wanted. It's because this is white background. That is why we couldn't see the white that we made on this shadow, especially this border. You know, we are using a white. Don't worry, everything will be revealed. So the next thing we go to creating our KPIs. So let's leave this like this. Then we go to, let's close this. We actually don't need it for now. Then the first thing is we pick the card. Then we reduce the card a bit. And we are going to be picking from the total employees. So we have it as a total employee, which is exactly. So we have this, then we go to format. Come to these three dots, option, click, then go to format. So from the format, we go to category label. We actually don't want the label. We are going to put our own label. So let's go to title, on the title, and put total employee, total employees, or total employee, total employee. So we have it. Let's center it. We make it centered, and we are going to use a font. And the font we are going to use, let's scroll down. We are going to use Segoy UI bold. That is what we are going to use. And we're going to reduce it like 13. I think that is good. And let me see if we have to add anything to it. So let's close this. Actually, we are done with it. Let's go to color value. From the value, we are going to use era black. And we are going to reduce it to like 20 first, let's see. Good. Then we are going to move this forward a bit. Let's reduce this. And so we go to size and style. We remove the background. We put the shadow, and we're going to make the shadow custom. Then we put a visual border, and we're going to make the visual border, we're going to make it white. That is what we need. And we're going to copy this. We already have one, so we're going to copy and paste in 4 places. This is, we have copied, we're going to paste 1. So let's move this one after the other. I'm going to move this as well. I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this. So I'm going to arrange them very closed. I'm going to arrange them very closed. Then I come back to employee, and it's going to be active employee. And I'm going to change the title. Already, I don't have anything to do with this. I can close it up, go to the title, and the title, I'm going to open up the title, and the title is going to be active. I'm going to make it active employees. So we have in this as active employees. So we click out, then we go back to this, and we're going to have this as the total placement. So we remove it from total employee, and we make it the total placement. So we have our total placement, then we go back to the title, and we make it total placement. I will just remove the employee. I'm going to make it placement. I'm going to make it a placement. Click out. Then I will go to second to the last, average age. I'm going to remove and put the average age. We are having, and let's go to the average age. Average age, I don't want us to make this, so let's make it 0. And let me click enter. And let's see. Good. So we go to the title, and we have average the title, average age. Then we go to the last one, and the last one is going to be placement rate. So we're having this, we remove this, and we put the placement rate. We should be in percentage. Then we change the title to placement. Placement rate. So we have it as placement rates, and let's put. So we are done with the KPIs already. Everything is perfectly done. Then the only thing we come back here is we click this, and let's go to total employee, and let's put a comma. Then we'll go back to this as well. Then we'll go to active employee. Then we're going to do the same thing. So we have everything perfectly done. And we're going to click out of it. Now we are going to group this together. We are going to click this and press onto your control key on your keyboard. Click, 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 and we click this as well. We go to format, we go to group, then we group. So we'll be able to move everything around. So you can see I can easily visit here, and I can move it out from here. So this is exactly too big to what we want. Let me see. And I'm going to click on this. I'm going to move this here. And I'm going to see if I can just probably let me move this back. Let me click this out and let me move this here. I still have to expand this a bit. So let me expand this a bit, click out, and let me move this back here. And let me move it here. This is actually good. The next thing we are going to do is I'm going to click on this, hold Control key on my keyboard. I'm going to click this as well. I will go to Format. I'm going to Group. So I can actually move everything around. So I can actually move this around. So you can see. So that is the purpose of grouping. So I'm going to place this here. That is where we want it to be. I can as well just move it down a bit. No, we are not on grouping. Let me just move it a bit towards this. This is perfectly good. And we're going to save our work because we've not saved. The next thing is I think I still have to adjust some things here. I want this to be, actually let me leave it that way. Then we go to, let's save the work first. After saving the work, we go back to insert. So we go back to insert, and we're going to insert another shape. And the shape we are going to use, let me see, which shape did I use here? I use this form of a shape, and let's see if I can find it here. This is not a shape. I think this is the shape. So we are going to pick this shape, and I'm going to bring it down. And I'm going to have this close here. And I'm going to just have it this way. I'm going to shape and size. I'm going to remove the fill. I don't want it. I'm going to close the fill actually, and I'm going to use the border, and I'm going to make the border line. I'm going to make it white, or probably let me make it something like this. Now let me see, and let's go back there, and I'm going to use the shadow. Let me close this, and I'm going to the shadow, and I'm going to put the shadow, and I'm going to make the shadow a custom one. And let's click out, and let's see exactly that what we wanted. So the next thing is I'm going to put this card out, and I'm going to reduce it a bit, and I'm going to make this the male. You can see this is the male, the total number of male that we have. Then I will go to format. It's already opened. Let me see the callout label. The male is the callout label, so we don't want the callout label, so I'm going to put my own title, and I'm going to name it male. And I'm going to name it male. I will come back to font, and I'm going to use this as the font, and I will reduce it to 13, and I'm going to center it. Then I will go to the value. The font of the value is going to be this, and I'm going to reduce it to 20 as well. And then I'm going to reduce it just a bit like this, and I'm going to draw it down. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to the visual and the border, which I'm going to remove the background, and I'm going to put a visual border, and I'm going to make it semi-white like this, and I'm going to the shadow. I'm going to put on the shadow, and I'm going to make it a custom. I think I have this perfectly done, and I'm going to copy this. I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste, because we are going to use it for the female. So And instead of me recopying the female from the beginning, I can just use it from there rather than recopying it. So the next thing I'm going to do also, I'm going to copy this. No, I don't have to copy this. Let me pick another one. I'm picking another one and I'm going to use it as the percentage. And I'm having, let me read this. And I'm going to take percentage of male. You can see which is 60. I'm coming back here. I don't want background. I don't want the shadow. I don't want anything. The font, I'm going to reduce it to like 20. Let me see. 20 is too big. I will go back here. Instead of 600, I will reduce it. And if it's not really catching up fast, we can just, let me wait. I can just remove it and put 0. That's all. Then we go to the percentage of female. Make it 0 as well. And that should be done. So we have that. Then we go back to the title. So callout label. I don't want the callout label. And I'm going to reduce this. Let me see. Exactly. No callout label, nothing, no background. I don't want to use all of that. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to the callout value. And I'm going to change the color to something like this. Let me go back. I'm going to use the second one. Exactly. Then I'm going to pick this and put it here. Let me see if, okay. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click this. I'm going to click this first. Let me click the smallest first. Then control, click the big one, go to format, and let me group. So the next thing is, oh my goodness. Okay, I should have copied this so that I want to reformat for the percent of female. So I have this, and let me reduce this. And I'm having this. And I'm having this as well. And I'm going to make percentage of female. And I don't want the callout label, so let me go down, no background as well. And the callout label of, where's the callout label? So the callout value, the callout label, I'm removing the callout label. And let me go to the callout value and let me make it 20. Good. And let me reduce it. Just like. And let me go to the value. And let me use this. 40%. So let me pick this and put it here. Let me click out first and let me see. This is good. I just have to move it down into the middle. Okay. Can I just move this down a bit? Oh, it's actually good. I just want a perfect job. I think that is perfectly done. Then I'm going to click on this, hold Control key, click on this, go to Format, Group, and I'm going to Group. So I can actually move this down here. Like, oh my goodness. This should be for the female. Let me remove this. And let me put the female. And let me go to the title. And I'm going to remove the title from male to female. Let me go to the title, to the female. So I'm having this as a female, so that's good. Alright, that's perfectly done. So I'm just going to move this, and I'm going to place it somewhere closer here. I think everything is perfectly done now, and I have to move it down a bit. I have to move this down perfectly. So this is what we actually wanted to do, and I'm going to save the work. But one thing I have not done is this. I have not changed the color to white, which I'm going to change. To black, everything to black. Now we have it saved. Let's close this. And the next thing we are going to pick, we are going to education wise of our employee. We want to see each by their qualification. We want to see what they have, and probably master degree, whatever. So that's what we actually want to see. So we are going to pick our cluster. Let's use stack bar charts, and we are going to reduce it, and we are going to make it closer to this. Closer to this. Let me see if it's higher than this, no problem. Then we go to look for our education, and we'll look for the total employee. Total placement. We'll look for the total placement, and that is exactly what we want to achieve. We go to format, go to the three dots. Let's look for the three dots. If you can find the three dots should be here. So we go to format. We are going to make the title first, education wise. Education wise. That is going to be the title. and we are going to center it, and we are going to make the font to be this, and we're going to reduce it to, let me make it, I think the other ones we use 13 or 12. Let's use let's use 13 for this. Then we go to x-axis and the y-axis. For the y-axis, we don't actually need the title. You may ask me, where's the title? This is the title for the y-axis. We don't need it. We off it. We need the values. These are the values. Then we move straight to the x-axis. We don't need both the title and the values. And we're going to put our own data label. And we're going to the position of the data label. Let's go to position and let's make it outside hand. That is perfectly done. The value already, we have the value. We don't have to do anything for now in the value. So we go to the bar. This is the bar. We are going to change some color. First of all, go to category. We need the bachelor degree, and we want to change the color of the bachelor degree, and we are going to make the color of the bachelor degree this. Then we go back to doctor degree, and we are going to make the color of the doctor degree this. So we are done with that, except we have to remove the background. We don't want the background, and we have to put the visual border, and we are going to make the visual border this 10% darker, and we are going to use shadow, and we're going to make the shadow a custom. Let's make the shadow a custom shadow. That is perfectly done. Let's click out. And the next thing we need age band wise. Age band wise, and let's pick we are going to use a cluster column chart to achieve this. So we pick this. We can as well use stack column chart. So let's pick this, and let me see. Okay, that is what exactly we want to use. And I'm going to pick the age band of each employee. So we go to the age band. Let's look for the age band. We have the age band, and we go to total placement, and we have it this way. And we go to, we remove the background, we don't want it. We want the visual border, and we are going to make it this. Then we go to the shadow. We need a shadow, and we are going to make it custom. Then after that, what do we need? We go to X and Y axis, and for the X axis we don't need the title, and for the Y axis We don't need the title and the value. We are removing everything. Then we are going to let's put our data label. Let's go to the data label first. We have the data label, and let's go to the we want to change some things here. So let's go to the column. This is the column. The first one, we want 25 to 35. And we're going to change the color as this. Then we go back to over 55. And we are going to change the color as this. Then we go to the title. Let's go to our title. We look for our title and we're going to make it age band wise. And we are going to just make it. We are going to change the font. Don't forget, we are using this font, Segio. And we are going to make it 13. Then the next thing is we make a center. Don't forget to do that. Then we are going to sort. So let's sort by placement, or we sort by age. Let's sort by age. Let's see. Age band under 30. Let's go back and let's make it ascending. And let's say no. And let's go back again. And let's sort it by total placement. If we are sorting it by total placement, we have it. Let's make it by total placement first. And let's see. Descending. So we are sorting it by total placement. So that is why we are having this. Because if we decide to sort it by age placement, so definitely we are going to create a custom. So let's save this. Let's save this work first. Let's have our work save. And we're going to create a custom column to do that. So we go to transform. And from the transform, let's wait for it to open. From the transform, we go to add column and we go to conditional column. And let's wait for it. So we are going to name it. Let me just name it. I will name it. Let me name it age brackets. I'm going to name this age bracket. Then we go to column name. The column name is age bound. So let's look for the age band. This is the age band. So when the age band equal to, this is going to be under 25. Under 25, we are going to make it 1. Then we add another clause. If the age band is, if the age band equal to 25 to 34, 25 to 34, we are going to make it 2. Then the third one we go to, we had another clause. If the age band equal to 35 to 44, equal to 35 to 44. So we are going to make it 3. Then we go to another clause, age band as well, equal to 45 to 54, equal to 45 to 54. Make sure you type it correctly, otherwise you won't get the right answer. Equal to 45 to 54. We make it 4. So under 25, 1, 25 to 34, 2, 35 to 44. We are making it 3, then 45 to 54. We are making it 4. Then this, we actually make it 5. What does it mean? Anything next, make it 5. So we close this. And let's look for the age band. If we can actually find the age band, it will be somewhere around there. I don't want to waste our time. So let's go back home, close and apply. And let's wait for it to actually load. I think that has done. Let's wait, okay, still loading. Then we go back to our table view. Then we open this. This is our data. And let's look for the age band. Let's look for the age band. This is the age band. So we want to sort the age band. Sort. We want to sort it by age brackets. So we want to sort it by age bracket. So we are sorting the age band by the age bracket. And let's go back here to our report view. Now let's sort again. Let's go to sort and let's sort by age band. And let's sort by, let's go back. This is descending and we want it to be ascending, let's see. Exactly. This is what we actually want to achieve. And we'll have that already. So we just reduce this. Then we bring it closer here. We can just move it a bit forward, a bit up. And we are going to have this a bit forward up. And we have this. Then the next thing is, let's save this work, please. And please, if you find this video useful, please subscribe so that anytime we upload other videos, you can as well see it. And please, you can also put a comment whatever you feel like we should improve on or we should add. Please just let me know. So we have this here, and the next thing we are going to do is we want to create our marital wise, and we are going to use a marital status for that. I think this is somehow too small compared to what we have here. Then the next thing is we are going to use waterfall. So let's look for the waterfall here. And the waterfall, this is the waterfall. We are picking the waterfall. And we are having the waterfall. Let me get closer to this. And something beside this, but not really. We're still going to arrange everything. So we are looking for a marital status. Let's look for the marital status. If you can find it, you can just type it. Let me just put it as, let me put it at the top. If we can actually just search for it, that will be good. After marital rate, this is the marital status. Marital status by total employee. Then we are going to use our total employee. So you have this. And let's go to format. We don't want the background. We are going to remove the background. And we are going to put our visual border, and let's make it something like this, 10% darker. And we're going to use our shadow, and we always make the shadow a custom one. We have a custom shadow. What next do we need? We go to our title. Let's go to the title, and we're going to make it marital wise. We have it as marital wise, and we are going to center it. And don't forget the font. Center it, please. The font we are using this as the font, and we are making it 13. So let's move down. Data label, we have it already on. What next do we need? Colored value, we need it. We actually need a colored value, so let's put it back. And the next thing is conversion rate. We don't need this. Let's switch it off. So everything is perfectly done as we wanted. Just that we just have to exactly. The next thing is we need our department wise. And department wise, we are going to use pie chart. So let's pick our pie chart, and we're having it here. And for the pie chart, we are using our department wise, and we are using total placement. So let's look for the department. We look for the department from here, so we can find the department. Here is the department. Then we are going to apply our total placement. Now, then we start the formatting. We don't need the background, we remove it. Then we put our visual border. Then we are going to make it this. Then the next thing we need to do, we need to put our shadow as well, and we are making it a custom shadow. What we actually need is just the percentage, nothing left. Nothing more. Or we make it a percentage and the value. So let's go to, this is going to be department wise, because we want to see the percentage of each department of the employee that we have. So that's why I'm making it a department wise. And we change the font. Don't forget, we change the font to this. And we make it 13. And let's scroll down and we're going to make it center. And the next thing we are going to do, let's go to the title. Okay, this is our title. So we are going to the colored label. This is the detail label. Let's remove it. Let me see. Okay, we are putting it back. And we go to, we need just, let me see. We need category percentage of total. And let me move this down. So if we are using this, definitely we don't need the legend. So because we need the legend and we are going to use the legend, I will just make this percentage alone. Percentage alone, category percentage, data value percentage. Data value percentage. Then the next thing we are going to do is I'm going to remove the department. I don't actually want the department to be there. So let me scroll forward. This is not the title. So we scroll down. We need the legend. So the legend is going to be there. And the title of the legend, we switch it off. So we actually don't want the title of the legend. And we are going to expand it a bit because we want every number to show. So that's why this is going to take some space. And we bring it down a bit. So this is actually good. The last but not the least, we are going to create our job role wise. Please let's save our work. Please, if you find this video interesting, please subscribe to this channel and let's make it grow. Then the next thing is we go to our heat map. Our tree map. We pick the tree map. And we need the job wise role, the job role. So we're going to make this. We are still going to adjust everything. So what do we need in the job role? We need the total placements and we need the job role. So let's go to the role. We have the role here. And we need the total placement. No, why we are not using the total employees because some of the employee might be retired, some of the employee might be sick. So that is why we are not using the total employee. That is why we are using the job placement role. So the next thing is we don't want our background. We remove the background and I think we have more than that we required. I'm not sure. So that should be good compared to what I have here. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to put our visual border, and we are going to make it 10% darker, and we go to our shadow, and we are going to make it custom. So the next thing is we go to the title. Let's scroll down. The title is going to be job role wise. Job role wise as the title. Job role wise. Then we are going to make it a center. And we are going to change the font. Don't forget, we are using this font. And we are going to put our data label. We are almost done. So we put the data label. Let's put the data label on. So we have everything perfectly done. So we can click out of it and see. Definitely. So we'll go to our background, our canvas background, and I'm going to upload a background that we are going to use. And let me see. Perfectly done. Then I'm going to collapse this for now in order for me to be able to arrange everything. So I don't really like the way this is, so I can actually move this out. Let me see if this can still be moved. So all these have been detached. So I'm going to Control on my keyboard, and I'm going to click every one after the other, everyone after the other, and I'm going to format, and I'm going to group them again. They are grouped. Then another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on them again individually. I'm going to hold Control key on my keyboard, Control key, Control key, Control key. Then I will go to the colored value and the title. First of all, the colored value, I'm going to make it white. And I'm going to make the title as well. I'm going to make it white. So, and I'm going to move them. And let me move it here. And let me come to this, and let me move this up. And let me move this down. And let me move this down as well. And let me move this inside. Then I'm going to click already, everyone. Then I'm going to click on this. Then I will go to format. I'm just trying to change everything to white. So that's all. I paused the video and I did those ones. So, and we have to come back to the other ones. And we're going to make it white as well. And we'll go to the value. Then we'll come back to the Marital wise. We only change the title alone. We go to department wise. We change the title and we go to the label. Then we go to the legend. And let's look for the legend. Do we have anything to change there? I think yes, we have. So let's go to the legend. We should have the text. And we'll change it to. Then the last but not the least, we have this. Then we only change the title and we are done. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all save. Then I will go to the background, and before the background, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the title, which is going to be 6 reports. So employee reports, pardon. And I'm going to reduce this, and I'm going to move, and I'm going to put it somewhere here. I'm still going to adjust all this, so I'm going to move this here. I don't want it really big. I just want to make it employees. Probably dashboard or reports. Let's make it employee report. And we go to the format, and don't forget we are going to make the text white. Then we go to format, and from the format we go to the format. That means we don't have anything to format, and we have to format the background. So let's go to title, and we don't want background, neither do we need anything else. Let me see. I think we are done. We don't need a shadow as well. We can just expand this a bit. That is perfectly good. Then we can just use our, you can see what we have. You can see what we have here, similar to the other one we have. Let me show you the other one. This is the original one I made for the project, and this is what we actually, and the difference is just the adjustments. So we can close this. We are still coming back to that. So we move this up a bit. Let's go it up a bit. And we move this up a bit as well. That is the only difference thing that we are having there. We move this down a bit. And we have this up. Please, if you find this video useful, if you find this video interesting, please subscribe to this wonderful video, Peter Analytics. Your comments, and you can also put a comment and let's see what you want us to do. Any suggestion, any idea is highly welcome. Please don't just watch this video, don't just learn from this video without subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel and click the icon button so that you'll be notified anytime we post a new video. So I'm going to draw this. So the next thing we can just be doing is just for us to adjust any other thing that we just have to. Then last but not least, we are going to put we are going to use a slicer, and we are going to include the slicer. I think this is somehow too high. Pardon. And I really want to make this and this the same height. So when I'm going to make this, so the next thing is I want this and this to be in the same range. No. So we have this somehow out. Then I'm going to have this somehow out as well. And then I'm going to my build, and I'm going to, I hope I've clicked out. I'm going to pick a slicer, put a filter, a slicer, and let me pull this out here first. We're actually going to use two slicers. So the first one is we are going to use, let me go to the data, and I'm going to look for the gender. Let me look for the gender, age band, no. Let me look for the gender, I'm going to pick the gender. And I'm going to format it. And I'm going to the slicer header. First of all, I'm going to make it white. Then I'm going to remove the background first. So for it to show, I'm going to remove the background. And I'm going to put a visual border. I'm going to make it 10% darker. And I think, yeah, going to remove the background. And I'm going to the value. Let me go to the value. And I'm going to change the values to white. Exactly what we want. Then I'm going to copy. And I'm going to paste. Then I will move this down here, and I'm going to reduce this. And I'm going to expand this. So we're having females and male. So I'm still going to expand it a bit to be of the same line with this. Let me click out and let me see. So we have that. So when we throw out, we can just see the gender. So let me remove. And the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to, let me see, this and this are actually right, this and this, well, then I will come back to this, and I'm going to make this department. Instead of gender, I'm going to make it department. Then I'm going to slice the settings. Instead of vertical, I'm going to make it a drop-down list. That is what we just have to do here. And for us to see, we are going to test something. First of all, I'm going to test for female. Check. You can see we have 588, you can see. Then I'm going to uncheck. Then I'm going to check for male. You can see we have 882. We can see we have 882. And when you go to the department, let me click out of this. And when you go to the department, let me just check of this department. I'm going to change the color of this department so that we'll be able to see. Or, yeah, I'm going to change the color of this department, but before then, let me come back to this. This is HR, this is R&D, and this is sales. So let me go to the HR. You can see we have 63. Active employee, we have 51. Total placement, we have 12. Average age, we have 38. Then placement rate, we have 19.05. This is the HR. You can see. And let's move from the HR. Let's move to R&D department. We have 961 employee there. Then we have active, which is 832. So we have active, which is 828. Total placement is 133. Average is 37. Then we have placement rate, which is 13.84. You can see. This is a wonderful and astonished dashboard. You can see the age band-wise, 65, 25 to 34. Under 25 is 22. 35 to 44 we have 29, and 45 to 54, we have 8. Over 55, we have 9. We have come to the end of this wonderful and astonished employees dashboard. My name is Peter Analytics. Please, if you find this video interesting, if you find this video useful, please subscribe, please comment, and please share. Thank you for taking this wonderful ride with me. See you once again. Bye.